Hello everyone, this is Roxas1359. Welcome back to Let's Play Crash Twinsanity. Last time, we ended up doing some damage to Dr. Engine's battleship, making sure to escape there with his crystal, as well as fought two special bosses, being Dr. Nitrous Brio and Dr. Nefarious Tropy. Well, we finally have 6 crystals, so why don't we use the Psychotron and get ourselves to the 10th dimension to confront these evil twins who keep on, making our lives a living heck. Although at this point, so far, the only ones making our lives a living hell have been the people who just want the treasure, since Cortex can't keep his mouth shut. So, let's go on inside.
You monster! Let my brother go!
My crystals! Ruined! Thanks to Perky here. It must be repaired, and only one person can help. My niece, Nina Cortex. Isn't she delightful? Obviously, I've made a few modifications here and there. Quickly, to my private dirigible. Set a course for Madame Amberley's Academy of Evil. Come along!
Cortex, what are we gonna do about Coco? Nothing? Okay. So yes, this explains what happens to Coco for the rest of the game. I guess the stun ray does eventually wear off, but do not touch Coco. She has an active hitbox on her. So you would lose your Aku Aku mask and can get killed by touching her. However, there was one cut thing based on when Coco got zapped by the Psychotron, and it's probably one of the most famous cut levels within the game. It also has a scene with it, so thanks again to Fake Nina, let's watch it.
Interesting. The malfunction has opened a portal into her brainovial hyperbarium, the well from which her personality springs like sugar water. What pastel-colored horrors await in there? I wonder.
So, a place where her happiness and joy dwells from. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the level that was cut is known as Gonna Bit Coco, one of the more famous cut levels from Crash Twinsanity, having fully rendered out models and being seen inside of the E3 trailer announcing the game. Gonna Bit Coco had a lot of glitches inside it that eventually ended up forcing it to have to be cut in order to meet the deadline that Universal Interactive had put out. As a result, we have lost out on our first level in which we would have played as Cortex only. Yes, we would have actually played as Cortex only within that stage. There are a lot of screenshots for it. I'll probably put 1 or 2 of the renders on screen of Gonna Bit Coco, and it's still, to my knowledge, I believe the data still is on the disc. It's also where a lot of people believed that native chase song I played earlier was for Gonna Bit Coco. However, according to Spiral Mouth member Rebecca Knobla, I can never say that last name, they had never actually made a track for Gonna Bit Coco. You could also end up finding Gonna Bit Coco. It was discovered that it had its own little splash art, similar to how Iceberg Lab has that little sprite concept art picture. I seem to have forgotten the word picture for it, as it was seen inside of a Japanese copy of the game when somebody hacked the disc. But anyway, seeing as how Gonna Bit Coco is gone, it looks like we're just gonna go off to the Academy of Evil. So goodbye, Coco. Enjoy your position for the rest of this game. I hope her nose doesn't itch. That would be terrible. So, let's head off to Cortex's private dirigible, which I just love that word. I love the word dirigible so much. But it looks like it's tied to nothing, Cortex. So what's stopping somebody from, just going on in there and just taking it? I mean, we'd be kind of screwed if that happened. I'm pretty sure he has safety and security features inside. I mean, it's not like anyone can warp on inside it. But let's leave to Madame Amberley's Academy of Evil.
I love my airship. It's the only way to fly.
Hey, So this is how the rich and the ugly fly.
Oh, stewardess, will I have another bag of those spicy peanuts?
I will.
Boring.
I shall crush you like a puny once you are. You are nothing to me, for I am the great and all-powerful Neo Cortex. You infantile vermin! How dare you mock manhandle and manipulate me? Rest assured, I will take my terrible vengeance upon.
Yeah, whatever. Skip to the good bit.
Alright, so now we are playing as Dr. Cortex with his laser blaster, which uses ammunition. Tap the square button fast to rapid fire if you want to. You can hold it down and do that charge blast that he ended up using inside the boss. When you run out of ammo, Cortex will scream that he is out of ammo and he will end up running in a rather hilarious way, but don't worry, we'll be seeing more of that soon. Either way, welcome to the Academy of Evil. So, Cortex, what's going on?
Ah, yes, the old alma mater. As a former student myself, I'm well acquainted with the many secrets this institution holds.
That had to hurt. But since we're at the Academy of Evil, we are at a new level in the game, so as always, there are gems to collect. So, first things first, we are going to hit this soccer ball right here, over here, and blow things up. Pretty much you're going to be using these soccer balls in order to get the gems. Now that soccer ball I ended up throwing into those nitro crates has the habit of glitching out and not appearing sometimes. If that is the case, there is another way you can get the gem, which I will show off. Another thing that's actually interesting about the Academy of Evil right here is we actually can't get all the gems just yet. Nope. Why is that the case? Because, well, we need to be able to have this platform activate. And we can't have this platform activate until we beat the head honcho of the Academy of Evil. So while we can set up everything right here, we can't, fully blow everything up yet in order to get it. But we can get every other gem, so the yellow gem is going to have to wait. And let us try and get the soccer ball. Now, I actually have a story to talk about for this. This is actually my second recording attempt for the Academy of Evil in general, because something ended up happening last time. I don't know what it was, but for some odd reason, the recording just stopped. I didn't hit the stop button or anything. The recording just stopped, and the audio commentary was still going. I didn't realize what had happened until well after I was entirely done with the Academy of Evil, that my recording had stopped barely near the beginning of it, resulting in me having to, redo it right now. And that's not bad, because, it's pretty simple to do the Academy of Evil. It's a lot of fun. It's one of my more favorite sections of the game. And don't worry, we'll be doing a level inside this one. So if this part's a little bit longer than normal, I apologize. So let's grab this soccer ball right here. I don't know why there's two that spawned. There should... Okay, that one must have been the one from upstairs that fell down here. So get used to the ball rolling mechanics, because you're going to need to use it for the Academy of Evil and for the next stage. But hit that right there, and we can get ourselves the purple gem now. This is one of the more difficult gems to get, because you have to do some precision platforming, and you all know how much I just love that in this game. Ooh, that was close. Right, and there we go, purple gem. So let's go and get ourselves the green gem, which is right over here. This is the other way that you can end up getting the clear gem and getting to the plunger. Simply just drop down from right here onto the plunger, and it will detonate everything, and then just jump off and you'll be able to get the gem. No problem at all. So, there we go. Now let's get ourselves that green gem, which is why I totally can do that. There we go. Even though technically what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to jump down from the top right there and get it, through that plunger, I ended up deciding to cheat. Because cheaters always win. At least that's what Waluigi told me. Right? Break that. That. The soccer ball right here for us to get everything out of the way. Okay. Ooh, that was close. I don't want a close call. That would be terrible. And break that. There we go. Wait. Huh. It didn't end up activating that. That's rather odd. Jump up. No. This one, the jump can be kind of tight, so you need to keep that in mind. There we go. And that's the red gem. With that, we have all but the yellow gem, which we can't get until we beat the Academy of Evil. So, why don't we go and see how Cortex is doing and see if that, fall ended up breaking his neck. Probably should have checked that in the first place, but oh well. So, go over this way and... I mean, this is the Academy of Evil, so we would have a sewer level sooner or later, I guess. Watch out for the rats as well. They're annoying as always. And over this way. And there's Cortex. Seems like he's fine. So, come on, Cortex. Let's continue on. So, use pipes to flush Cortex through the sewers. Ooh. Roxas is gonna like this level. So, Cortex in the pipe.
I'm stuck! The greatest evil scientist in the world!
Stuck in a pipe. How could things get any worse?
Have I ever mentioned that I love the writing of this game? Like, seriously. I do it. Thank you, Jordan Rychek. Thank you for giving us this glorious game. So yes, how are we going to be platforming and puzzling our way through the sewers? By using Cortex as a key while he's stuck in a pipe. Only this game would there be such cooperation like this. And I love it. So, let's move on and continue forward. Now, there were some cut sounds that were inside of this level, which is known as Boiler Room Doom. And I'm not going to be inserting them because all they are basically just ambient noises for the boilers themselves. I think there are a total of 6 or 7 of them that were cut from the game that are just ambient noises for different parts of the boilers inside of Boiler Room Doom. So there'd be no point in me really doing that. But let us go forward. Here's where having the good ball rolling mechanics really helps out in Twinsanity's case, because if this were, say, Okami, I'd have a horrible time with this. Love that game. Terrible ball rolling physics. But spin all the blue valves to complete the network of pipes, huh? Well, spin that. And completes the pipes. If you do not do that and you flush Cortex through, what will end up happening is he will die, he dies, you lose a life. Same as before. So, into the pipe, Cortex. It's like an intricate game of Mousetrap, where you just love watching the creation go and not really care about who wins or loses. Right, so that takes care of that. Now, that green gem I ended up grabbing, it is actually rather easy to miss that if you're not careful. So make sure you grab that. In my practice file, I actually ended up missing that by accident. But I think we need to get Cortex out of this pipe now, because I'm pretty sure that fart smell is probably killing his nostrils. So now, instead, we're going to have him throw over and pull some levers. You know, that deleted scene I ended up inserting during the ice climb really makes a lot of sense now. How's that heart condition, Cortex? Worse? Good. Right, and bop. Bop. Let's go through, and now we're gonna get some bats around here, I believe. Maybe it's in the next section, because there's actually some bats inside here. It's like the bats from, Cortex's main base, but they are actually normal colored, which is something... One thing, I guess I'll wait until I get to the bats actually talk to them. So instead, Cortex, go and grab that gem for me. Thank you. Come on back, Cortex. We need to go and do some more cooperation. Honestly, this game does, I think, really a good job with the whole cooperation between Cortex and Crash. This is honestly, when Sonic Lost World was announced, I was hoping for something similar to this, or at least like puzzles being solved with Sonic and Eggman together. Instead, we got some pretty bland villains. I'm not saying Lost World is entirely bad, I'm just saying it's just really meh. And anyway, we shouldn't be talking about Sonic Lost World. I'll get to Sonic Lost World in due time. For right now, we're playing Twinsanity, to where I'm going to be throwing Cortex back into a pipe soon enough. But first, we need to go and get those gems. We also need to get rid of these bugs, so smash, smash. There we go. Throw Cortex over. Have him throw the switch. This definitely isn't good for his heart condition, that's for sure. And let's have him get that red gem right there. So Cortex, go and get it. Meanwhile, I'm looking over and I see that my computer is just getting messages like crazy. I'm gonna need to go through a lot of them after this. So, go through and I'm gonna just wait for that. Now, I believe Cortex can get hit and he won't instantly die, but don't risk it, because inside my practice file, Cortex got hit beforehand while I was holding on to him. And I didn't instantly die. But I don't want to risk anything with that, because, you know, this game does tend to glitch out sometimes. Anyway, here are the bats that I was talking about. So the bats are back yet again. And honestly, I'm going to bring this up again. I still question... Oh! The bat ended up killing me. I still question why exactly did the bats from Cavern Catastrophe get cut. I mean, what is the purpose of cutting enemies from a stage? Is it because they just don't fit with the theme? That I can understand, but in the case of Cavern Catastrophe, the bats fit in perfectly with a cave. Either way, I guess that doesn't really matter, so instead, let's throw Cortex back into a pipe. The greatest evil scientist in the world, stuck in a pipe. How can it get worse? Well, make sure you don't vomit in there, Cortex. With how much I'm throwing you through all these things, believe me, I'd be surprised if you didn't vomit. Right, so let's hit all these blue valves before we continue and grab this purple gem that's right here. So, with that, we should only need one more gem, and then we will have all of them. I know we got some timing for this one. Which is interesting. One thing I need to point out, actually, is pay attention to when the things come up around here. The... what would they be called? The pillars, I guess? Pay attention to when they come up. It's clearly in 30 frames per second, while everything else is 60. That just seems so jarringly odd to me. And, I mean, then again, I've seen similar things in the GameCube game Four Swords Adventure, Legend of Zelda. Everything runs in 30 frames per second, except for Link, who runs in 60. Which is rather odd, if you ask me. But either way, that's all the puzzles for right here, so let's get back to Cortex and flush him down the pipe. Mousetrap! I never actually fully played that game when I was a kid. I mean, I had the board game, but I never ended up fully going through it. I think we were missing pieces at the time. So, let us go through. I almost ended up jumping off to my death right here, and that would have been bad. But... move on. A nice little skull and crossbones there. Don't worry, I'm pretty sure no one will die from this. I'm pretty sure Cortex will be just fine. But here is the last puzzle section for the Boiler Room Doom level. So we're just gonna have to hit all these valves and get the yellow gem, which is gonna be at the end of all these different puzzles. In fact, if you actually look right there, there it is. So we'll be getting that one in due time. But for right now, we need to continue on getting all the puzzles finished. So that. And jump up. I really do like this level a lot because it's a new cooperation style for Cortex, which is how this game was pretty much advertised was Cortex and Crash are working together, but they're going to pretty much hurt each other along the way when doing it. And while it's more, you know, Cortex is the one getting hurt, it's still perfectly fine. That's why I love how this game was advertised. I remember some of the ads being played on TV, and the moment I saw one of them, I just said, you know what? No. I need this. I need this game. And I didn't regret it. I mean, it was a little bit glitchy when I first got it, I will admit. But it's still better than nothing, and I needed to make sure, am I still recording? Because last time I got to this section of Boiler Room Doom was when I saw that my recording was apparently stopped. Okay, it looks like I'm still recording, so that is good. But that is the last of the puzzles for the valves, so let's get down over here. Grab the yellow gem, and flush Cortex down the pipe. And follow him. Whee! Now, this is actually entirely physics-based, but just like how Tikimon was, there is a certain degree of leniency to where you can end up getting shot through that it will automatically draw Cortex in. So you don't need to worry. But there we go. That takes care of all the puzzles for Boiler Room Doom. So let's get the heck out of the sewers, shall we? I mean, come on. I know there has to be a token sewer level in every game, but we didn't need one for too long. So, Cortex, throw the switch. All right. Come on, Cortex. And, ooh, a crystal. Kind of an odd place to put a crystal, I will admit, but better than, you know, not getting rewarded. I mean, this crystal is getting dirty for me constantly pulling on Cortex. But, hello, if it isn't Dingo Dial.
Cozy, ain't it? Rumor is you two chums have got your mitts in some treasure. And I want a piece of that pie.
I have no idea what you just said.
Uh-oh. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for what many consider to be one of the harder bosses of the game, Dingo Dial. We haven't fought him since Crash Bandicoot 3. What you do is wait for him to shoot that and hit him. Now, I love this Dingo Dial fight for two main reasons. First off, I love that we're actually fighting Dingo Dial again. Dingo Dial was always one of my favorite bosses in Crash Bandicoot 3. He's a lot of people's favorite, actually. Not only that, I love that when you end up having the rumble feature on, his footsteps end up rumbling the controllers. Like, you get the feeling this guy is massive as opposed to other, you know, bosses you've fought. Kind of a shame that we haven't, you know, fought Tiny, and we actually won't be fighting him in this game. But I'll take Dingo Dial over Tiny any day. But keep running away from his huge flamethrower. I also love his redesign. It's not really too much. It's like how Metal Sonic's redesign was, but still pretty good. Anyway, you probably are questioning, why doesn't he just go closer and then, you know, simply just, you know, hit Dingo Dial? Well, if you get too close, the flame barrier that's right there will actually go larger, and it will end up resulting in Dingo Dial being protected. So, go again, hit him, and one last hit, but this is also where he starts to really pull out the punches. He actually learns. So, there we go. Oh, I got hit. Right, and that's, boop. There we go. He goes back in. I guess Dingo Dial can really be resistant to heat, honestly. I wouldn't have thought of that. But then again, this is Dingo Dial, half dingo, half crocodile. All right. And have him charge up. Body slam. Boom. All right, so that takes care of that. So, 2 more hits yet again. This is probably... Honestly, this just makes things harder for me whenever I die on bosses, because it means I just have to reset their names whenever I'm doing that, since I am doing that for the bosses. Honestly, I wish that they had them naturally in the game. Would have saved me some time in editing, that's for sure. But, let's keep going through. And time for the big flame wall. You'd end up, you know, long jumping if you want, but Crash can outrun this easily. Right, charge it up. There we go. And boom. Now, 1 more hit, and Dingo Dial is done. But as I said before, Dingo Dial really loves to, you know, pull out the punches here. There we go. There we go. Whoop. Whoop. Oh, that was close. All right, now for this one, you need to watch out because after a while, he's going to switch sides on where he's going to. So I think it's going to be right now. Switches sides on where he's going to. But he's not done yet because remember, he still has 1 more attack. Yeah, he hasn't done this for a while. But there we go. This finishes up Dingo Dial. And there we go. Up we go. Away from Dingo Dial and out of the boiler room. So, there we go. That takes care of Boiler Room Doom in its entirety. Rather a fun stage to play, if you ask me, and I liked the Dingo Dial boss fight, even though I died on it twice. Both of which were my fault. But, anyway, guys, I'm going to end it off right here. This has been Roxas1359. Next time, we're going to be heading off to class. Hope you guys are ready. See you guys next time.